ตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังกัจฉามิทุติยัมปิพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิพุทธังธัมมังทุติยัมปิพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิอินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิกามิสุมิจฉาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยมัจจาปวาราธานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิอิมานิปัญจสิกขาปะทานิสมาธิยามิอิมานิปัญจสิกขาปะทานิสมาธิยามิอิมานิปัญจสิกขาปะทานิสมาธิยามิอิดามิญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหอนตุเนยตโยอิดามิญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหอนตุเนยตโยอิดามิญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหอนตุเนยตโยเอตวาดาสามเพหิสัมปดังปุญญาสัมปดังสัพเพเทวาสัพเพสัทธาสัพเพพุทธาอนุโมดันโตสัพพสัมปติสิทธิยาอิดามิปุญญาสวะไคยวะหังโหตุนิบานัสสะปัจเจโยโหตุภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพบุตานุภาเวนะสดาโสเทภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพธรรมานุภาเวนะสดาโสเทภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนะสดาโสเทภวันตุเตสาธุสาธุสาธุTake on meditation Kashmir, meditation Praveen, meditation Jinate. Good evening, everyone. So today is already Thursday. Every day pass very fast. So we just keep on mindful until the last day. But before we come to the last day, we must enter the stream. If every one of you practice, you all can enter the stream. You must have confidence. Continue practice. Sure will enter the stream. Just sitting down there, watching your breath go in. Follow the breath with mindfulness, effort. concentration. Remember? So some people say you don't have to follow the breath, but Mahasi teach us follow the breath, because when you follow the breath, you have to be mindful, effort, and concentrate. If you don't follow the breath, you are not able to develop effort, mindful concentration. You'll be sitting there knowing the breath, it won't be so accurate. You must know you must follow the breath with mindfulness. Rise to the end, there's a stop. Falling, there's a stop. When you are following the rise and the falling, you are using the Eight Noble Path, using effort. If no effort, you will not be successful. If you are not mindful, you won't be successful. If you are not concentrating, you won't be successful. So on the breath, you must watch and observe the motion with effort, mindful, and concentration. Some other teacher tells you to just know the breath, knowing your breathing. Rising, you know you're breathing in, you know you're breathing out. That will not be so perfect. Mahasi Sayadaw way, the way of meditation is watching the breath, following the breath. And when you follow the breath, you are developing mindfulness. You get used to it. After some time, it will be very easy. You can go into samadhi quite easily. Your heart will be quiet. That is upekkha. But the upekkha is not strong yet. A quiet heart is upekkha. You set your goal is upekkha. So when you practice, you try to be upekkha by following your breath. Rising to the end, upekkha. Falling to the end, upekkha. When you do that, if you are able to consistently follow the breath, vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha will arise, and you can sit for a long time, because when vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha arise, you feel happy. The Vedana is happy. Then you continue practicing, the real upekkha will come. You will experience the vanishing of Vedana. There will be no rising, falling when you enter upekkha. your goal in Vipassana, initial goal, the ultimate goal is Nibbana. The initial goal is Upekkha. The ultimate goal is Nibbana. In order to reach Upekkha, then to Nibbana, you have to be mindful, you have to have effort, you have to have concentration. And in order to have this, to have Upekkha, you must have effort, mindful and concentration. And that means you must follow your breath. Observe the breath rising to the end, falling to the end, rising to the end, falling to the end. In every breath, every rising, you are applying the Eight Noble Path, effort, mindful concentration, and Upekkha will arise. On your out breath, the falling, watch the motion. During the time you are mindful, you are using effort also, you are still using concentration. So rising, you are using effort, mindful concentration. Falling, you are using effort, mindful concentration. So you are following the right path, the right instruction, the right way to meditate. So when you rise, you're using effort, mindful concentration. You are keeping your heart at Upekkha, peaceful. When you breathe out, you're using effort, mindful concentration. You just follow, falling. When your mind say falling, that is effort, mindful concentration. Breathing in, rising, falling, rising, falling. You follow. So you will be with Upekkha. Effort, mindful concentration equal Upekkha. Effort, mindful concentration in the in-breath, rising, you watch the motion. Effort, mindful concentration, Upekkha. Then falling, you use falling. There, you apply effort, mindful concentration, Upekkha. So up, rising, Upekkha, falling, Upekkha. Then, if you continue focus in this way, we call it Sampajana, clear comprehension. Okay, that means it's clear comprehension. If your in-breath and out-breath, you apply effort, mindful concentration properly, then the aggregates will not arise. And samadhi will arise. If you're rising, you do not say mentally rising and following the breath with effort, mindful concentration, or if you are slagging or you are not focusing properly, then the aggregate will arise. In Thai, they call it kilesa. In English, it's called hindrances. Hindrance means you cannot focus on your primary object, your breath. You cannot focus anymore because you did not apply effort, mindful concentration. So hindrances or the aggregates of mental fabrication will make picture, because now you are weak because you did not follow the breath, and you did not say rising, you never say in the mind. So that means during this moment, you are not using effort mindful concentration. If you are able to rising and say rising, following the breath, and when you breathe out, following the breath, falling, in that moment you are using effort mindful concentration, and the aggregates will not arise, they cannot come, because your focus sampanjana on your breath is very powerful. And if you can continue following the breath in this way, Vitaka, Vichara, the first Samadhi, Piti, the second Samadhi, Sukha, the third Samadhi, and then the real Ekagata will come, where there is the ending of your rising falling. Suddenly there's no rising falling, there is no body, you cannot feel, there's no Vedana, you only have conscious, and conscious is still aggregates, right? So you have reached Upekkha. After you have experienced Upekkha, where there is no sensation, there is no rising, there is no falling, you cannot find them, they are not existing, temporary. After in samatha they call this jhana, absorption, right? So all this absorption will not last forever, they are all temporary. So after a while, when Upekkha becomes slightly weaker, you will come out from the Upekkha state of mind, and you will go back to rising and falling. You can see your rising falling again, and what you have to do is to continue mindful effort concentration on the rising falling. You are no more greedy, because your mind is very tame. When you come back to the rising falling, you do not feel any agitation, any greed. There's no why like that, why like this. No, your mind is very obedient. That is Upekkha. So now you continue. If you are a clever meditator, you will continue watching the rising and say rising. When you breathe out, you say falling, rising, falling, rising, falling. Now your mind following the breath is very focused. So after you have entered Upekkha and come out of Upekkha, you will experience the object of meditation clearly. This is the time we call is going to be on the 12 Vipassana Dhyana, Anuloma, and 13 Vipassana Gatrabu. You are about to attain. Some of you may have the opportunity to attain after Sankhara Upekkha, that is Upekkha, coming out from Upekkha. You enter Anuloma and Gatrabu, the 12 and 13 Vipassana, where you continue focus on your rising and falling, this time at peace. There is no aggregates, meaning to say no greed. You have no greed, there's no question why just now like this, why like that. No such question in the mind. The mind is Upekkha and pure. So After the 11th Vipassana Jnana, Sankhara Upekkha, you come out and you continue rising, falling. Then, during the moment, you are like taking examination to see whether there is any greed in you or not. For those meditators who has no experience in the practice, after coming out from Sankhara Upekkha, there is a lot of agitation. You know why? Because when they go into the state of Upekkha, they are peaceful. When they come out, they become doubtful. Doubt arises in them. That's a problem. When doubt arises in them, they cannot enter the 12 Vipassana Jnana and the 13 Vipassana Jnana. They cannot enter Anuloma and Gatrabu. They cannot enter. They fail the exam. They fail the Vipassana exam already. If without a teacher to tell them, then the meditation will become weak. A lot of doubt. Because a lot of doubt. No teacher to guide them. So if you have a teacher to guide you, after Sankhara Upekkha, the cessation of Vedana, you are in a peaceful state of mind. Consciously, you are aware, but you don't have feelings, you don't have body. You cannot feel your body. There's no leg, there's no rising and falling. You cannot detect them anymore. This is the Sankhara Upekkha, the moment where the mind state has reached Upekkha, the real Upekkha. Then you will come out from that Upekkha and go back to the rising and falling. So here, those doubtful meditators, after Upekkha, they will fall down again. They will fall down completely. Because they are doubtful, because they are greedy, still got the tendency of greed in the mind. Why why like this? Why just now like that? Why like suddenly like that? So they are greedy. The mind is still filled with greed. And when there is greed, there is delusion. And then when there is delusion, there is hatred. Why like that cannot? Why are you like that? So they start to have all this greed, hate, delusion. So they fail the exam. For those who after Sankhara Upekkha, right, they come back, then there is a rising and falling again. There is no greed, there's no why. They just continue rising, falling with Upekkha again. Rising, falling. They never say just now like this, now like that. They never compare. So because the mind is well trained, well developed, the meditator understand what to do. With the correct instruction of the teacher, they now know what to do. And they continue with the rising and falling without why, just now like that, now why like that, no why. They just very obediently, patiently follow the breath with effort, mindful concentration. That's why the Buddha say 8 noble paths leads to 4 noble truths. So you, a very good meditator, experienced meditator, a meditator that who is going to attain will have no doubt. When he comes out from Sankhara Upekkha, he will be watching the rising, falling. During this moment, there's no greed in the practitioner. For the practitioner that has the opportunity to enter Maggaphala, they have no greed, no doubt. There's no greed, no doubt. When there's no greed, there's no doubt, there's no hatred. They just do. They just follow the breath. That's why sati is very important. So now the story is here. You keep on watching the rising and falling with Upeka. Rising, falling. That is why you are asked to follow your breath. That is why the Buddha start with Anapanasati, then Mahasi amplify the Anapanasati to Vipassana by changing the position of the breath to the abdomen. It's the same, but when you change to the abdomen, you can see more clearly. It's just like you're amplifying the breath. So now when you're rising, falling, after Sankarupeka, 11 Vipassana Jnana, if you are, after Sankarupeka, if you come out and you are on your Vipassana meditation object, that's your breath. As long as there's no why, there's no doubt. If there's why, there's doubt. So the meditator will either go up or fall down. So this is very crucial, very important to know. If you are after Sankarupeka, no doubt, no why, no greed, no hate, no delusion, you continue diligently Apamadena Sampadeta, Sampanjana with the breath, focus, rising, falling, rising to the end, middle, end. Now you are in 12 Vipassana. 12 Vipassana Jnana, Anuloma and Gotrabu. It's just like invigilator preparing your examination certificate. You already qualified. They are preparing your certificate and giving you the last test. The last test is to see you are really Upeka. When you come out from Sankara Upeka, when you return to your breath, do you still really Upeka? That is the 12 and 13 Vipassana Jnana is all about. Just like invigilator preparing your report card, whether they want to give you or not. So if you are a meditator, after Sankarupeka, there's no greed, there's no doubt. Your rising, falling is just like that. This is what happened to those who attain. Rising, falling, watching the motion, same like beginning, same. All the time is the same, but this time it's different, but it's still the same. You are still watching, rising, falling, rising to the end, falling, middle, end, rising, middle, end. That is actually 12 Vipassana, 13 Vipassana, just like invigilator preparing your report card, waiting to get your report card. So your job is rising, falling, suddenly they give you your report card. Okay, what happened now? Suddenly rising to the middle end, falling to the middle end. You thought you are just doing like that, huh? You are just doing because you are now free from greed, hate, delusion, and you are very obedient already. Huh? You are well trained already. Your mind is peaceful, no doubt anymore. Perfectly, 10 paramita is perfect now. It can be said that your paramita is now perfect. You will enter the 14 Vipassana Jnana Magga. you will, what happened now? When you enter Magga, what happened? Suddenly there is a cut. Just like Upekkha, but this time no consciousness. Earlier, the 11 Vipassana Jnana Sankhara Upekkha, when there is no Vedana, there's no breath, but there is conscious, right? But now, when you enter Magga, it's something like Upekkha, but this time no conscious. You are now no more conscious, meaning to say it is not unconscious. When I say no more conscious, it is also not very accurate. It is the extinguish of consciousness. Extinguish. There is no such thing as consciousness. When you enter Magga, when you experience Pala, 14 Vipassana Jnana Magga, when you enter, there's a cut. 15 Vipassana Jnana Pala. You don't exist in the world anymore. You are no more existing in samsara. You enter the streams for the first time and experience Nibbana. During this time, Magga and Pala, the extinguish of consciousness, you don't know. You are in the state of strong samadhi supporting your body. Even though you have extinguished consciousness, your body is supported by jhana samadhi. Jhana and samadhi, they are supporting your body to be erect, straight, but you don't know. That is why the 16 Vipassana Jnana will be explained after Magga Pala. That's how Mahasi Sayadaw will explain in this way, and those who have attained will know what I'm saying here very clearly. They will know. If you have not attained, you will be having hard time to comprehend what I'm talking about. So now I continue. After the extinguish of consciousness, when that is 14 Vipassana Jnana, which is Magga, you enter Pala on the 15th, enter the stream, you enter Nibbana. No more existing in samsara. There's no conscious to follow you. There's no samsara conscious to follow you into Nibbana. You see, avijja paccaya sankhara. The Buddha said, yeah, avijja, out of ignorance, we are born with condition. That is, condition of the body and the mind. So body and mind are conditioned by avijja. When you attain Nibbana, no avijja, no body, no mind. Can understand? Yes, can understand everyone? So now I will explain the 16 Vipassana Jnana, how it occurs. After you have entered the Magga and Pala 14 and 15, you have extinguished birth. No body, no more mind. So there's no conscious for you. No conscious in Nibbana to follow you. You don't know that you have entered the stream. After some time, you will return, become awake again in your meditation practice. You come to awake again in not upeka, sukha, very strong sukha. You enter the state of mind, the sukha state of sukha, where only sukha. You experience the mind. This time you have mind now. When you come back already, you have the mind. Samsara mind, avijja paccaya sankhara. The sankhara return. Avijja paccaya sankhara with nama rupa return. Now you have mind, but no rupa yet, because you are in jhana absorption. You enter the highest supreme knowledge. You come back to the highest supreme knowledge of samsara. That's why the Buddha say, you will know what I have known. People say that they don't know that they have attained. Then they have not attained. If you attain, you will know. The experience cannot be hidden. The experience is super special. You have never experienced in your existence. It is super special. You cannot miss it. It is very clear if you follow what I'm saying now. So when you come back to samsara, you enter the mind state of sukha. Only one conscious. Still in sukha, you are filled with happiness, very joyful, unexplainable. Unexplainable. Happy everywhere you can know. Happy, but you don't know you have a body. But happiness is covering the whole body. Every part of your body is filled with happiness. As we are in samsara existence, nothing is permanent. The happiness will gradually subside. Then you can see tingling sensation, whole body. Vibrations, tiny vibration, every part of the body. Then slowly subside. No more. All vanish. All this sukha vanish. Now you come to piti. You come to piti. You can see the rising and falling of your breath, accompanied by happiness, joy, free from hindrances, free from the aggregates. As you are able to freely comprehend the rising and falling, this is the time where the 16 vipassana jhana arise. The recollection of attainment occur in this moment. You can remember clearly. What you can remember? You remember there was upeka. When you enter, there was no rising, falling, only living a conscious. Then there was a rising and falling. Then there was a cut, extinguished. Then you saw Nibbana. You saw Nibbana, unborn, free from suffering, no suffering. You understand, but now you know. Now only you know. This is called 16 vipassana jhana, recollection of attainment. Paccavekkhana jhana. Yeah, paccavekkhana. 16 Vipassana Jnana Paccavekkhana Jnana. You remember clearly what is Nibbana, what is non-suffering. And in this way, you have experienced the Four Noble Truths completely. Now you are Arya, one who has entered the stream, one who is worthy of what? Worthy of honoring, and who is a teacher to himself, and has escaped the four woeful realms of existence, and 7 more existence at the most. Sukhi hotu Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Gacchami. So, those listeners who can understand perfectly and can know what is the cessation of consciousness, Anuloma Gatrabu Maga Pala Nibbana. 11 Vipassana, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 are all clear. All these jhana are all clear. One who is clear to one who has entered the stream. May all of you strive diligently, like the Buddha say, Appamadena Sampadeta, and you will know the Four Noble Truths as I have known, the Buddha say. That is, you will know what is Nibbana, and you will know what is Avijja Paccaya Sankhara. Nama Rupa was the condition of Avijja. When you attain, the condition become no more. There's no condition. When there's no condition, there's no Avijja, there's no Nama Rupa. There's no consciousness when you enter Nibbana. May all of you practice well and diligently in this life, never to give up. Follow my instruction. Is the way of the teaching of Mahasi Sayadaw, and experience Nibbana yourself. Once you have experienced Nibbana yourself for the first time, you will not doubt the Buddha. You will not doubt the Dhamma. As for the Sangha, it's very hard for me to say that there's no doubt. But of course, I will still have to agree with the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. There's no doubt on the Sangha. Sukhi hotu Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Gacchami. May all practice well. Alright? Tonight I end my topic. Tonight I end my topic. All of you who are here are very lucky person. All of you who are listening here are a very lucky person. All of you here, if practice accordingly, I'm very sure all of you will attain in this life. Not many of the meditators will attain in this life for sure, but for all of you who are here, it should not be a problem for you, because you already hear it very clearly. I've explained it very clearly already. So every one of you should be able to practice accordingly and experience Nibbana. Alan, welcome Alan. You all can, Alan, and I'm confident with all of you here. All of you here, I'm very confident one. Not many also never mind. If suppose the Buddha say, if you can get some of you to become enlightened, if if I can get some of you to become enlightened, the Buddha say, you are very, very powerful in your supernatural power. This is the most important psychic. The Buddha say, if you can make someone become Ariya, you are well blessed. You are very blessed. Right? So now, I know any one of you that follow will, I'm very confident, will soon become one of the Ariya. And when you become Ariya, quickly go and teach. Now you teach with more confidence. Now every one of you don't dare to teach because you have not experienced it yet. It's okay. But once you experience it, you dare to teach already. You are ready to teach. Because there's no doubt anymore. No doubt in the Buddha, no doubt in the Dhamma, the teaching of the Buddha, because you are already entered the path. And of course, I say the Sangha. As for the Sangha, 50% still. So, take away the other 50. The other 50 is good enough. So, faith in the Buddha, faith in the Dhamma, faith in the Sangha. Still got 50, at least. Sukhihotu Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Gacchami. So now I will take rest. Every one of you, listen again if you have time. It's very interesting. Right? It's very interesting to listen. And when you practice, then you will know. It's very clear. Okay, good night. Sukhihotu Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Gacchami. Bye-bye. And then continue your practice.